I'm on a 1,200-mile adventure from Seattle to Los Angeles. It's week 2 of my 5-week journey, and I'm starting from the evergreen state of Washington, following the Cascade Mountain Range 200 miles southwards and traveling up into the high prairie land of Oregon. I'll be burning rubber along the way.
Oh. Jesus. Wet.
Trucking the Oregon Trail.
What's that? Mount Hood?
That is Mount Hood.
You don't see that every day of the week, do you?
Sure don't.
And riding high in a World War II fighter plane.
You ready to go?
Yes.
First, though, it's Wipers On in Washington. You can see where they got the evergreen nickname from. It's chucking it down. And there are more trees here than you could shake a stick at. But deep beneath this beautiful and awe-inspiring scenery lies the eastern edge of the Pacific Ring of Fire. Tectonic plates grind against each other, creating a constant potential for huge earthquakes and devastating volcanic eruptions. Sitting atop one of the deepest fault lines is Mount St. Helens. I'm on my way there now and getting quite excited about what's going to be my first helicopter flight of this fantastic journey.
Hey, looking forward to this. Yes. Here he is.
This morning, there's a friendly, beardy bloke, Ross Cristiano, and he's going to take me on a tour of the mountain.
Hi, Ross.
Hi, David.
Despite the blue skies, weather on the mountain can change in seconds, so getting to see the summit is far from guaranteed.
Listen, I trust you. Hundreds wouldn't, but I do. But he's got a good safety record, hasn't it?
It's one of the best, yeah.
One of the best.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay then, sir. You take me where you want me.
Okay, let's do it.
Right.
Now, not a lot of people know this, but yours truly is a fully qualified helicopter pilot. But because I want to enjoy the ride, I'm going to let this whippersnapper do the driving. I wonder how much Ross has flown and whether he can match my 600 hours in the air.
How many hours have you done on this then, Ross?
Total time I have about 1,800 hours.
Oh, well, yeah. Not bad, I suppose, for a learner.
Yeah. All right. I'm ready to go if you are.
Ready to go.
All right.
These Bell 206 Long Rangers are pretty useful and adaptable bits of kit. And when Ross isn't ferrying me about, he's doing far more important stuff with his whirly-bird.
So, this particular helicopter, we were fighting fires in during the summertime. And so it's used for fire suppression, for tours like what we're doing now. It's used for construction. The 206 is basically the workhorse in the industry as far as helicopters go.
But back in 1980, there was something far more devastating than a forest fire here. A massive volcanic eruption that literally reshaped the land.
Oh, look at that.
So this is the sediment that was, pushed down with the eruption.
So the brown stuff, like the sand that we're looking at or we're passing over, is the spoil from the eruption?
Correct, yeah.
Oh,
This soil came all the way from Mount St. Helens. We're flying over about 200 feet of sediment.
I'm good grief, Penfold.
"40 years ago, Mount St. Helens exploded with a force 1,600 times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. Everything within an 8-mile radius was destroyed in seconds. It was the largest eruption in US history and tragically claimed the lives of 57 people.
Get off the bridge!
This was nature at its most raw and destructive.
starting to get into view of the blast zone.
They see the remnants of it. There's one or two, look, trees just there lying down, all in the same direction.
Imagine this explosion occurring and sending a 1,200-foot wave of water all the way across up to the cliff, back down into the water, destroying everything around it.
Good.
Some of these logs are still here from that explosion.
Well, in the water?
Yep.
Oh, they're logs, are they?
Yeah.
Wowie, wow. Oh, mine's starting a matchstick firm. I've got enough wood here. I'd earn a bloody fortune.
This water temperature rose so high from the explosion that it killed everything inside.
Nature can be very cruel as well as being very beautiful. I must say, it's really impressive country. Really is impressive.
The force of the 1980 eruption blew out the entire north flank of this massive peak. Here once stood 1,300 feet of solid rock, forming a near-perfect cone, but now deep ravines etch its broken north face. As we were warned, there's cloud cover this afternoon, and the summit is hidden from view.
We're going to get up above the cloud layer here.
Ross decides to take the Jet Ranger up to 8,500 feet.
Good Lord, look at that. That is just wonderful.
Pretty spectacular.
At this height, the magnitude of what happened here becomes truly apparent.
It's wonderful. Very, very impressive.
A new dome's growing in the center of the crater, forced up by millions of tons of lava still active below the surface.
You can see some people along the rim,
Oh, yeah.
right on the edge.
Good grief. That's quite a bit of a hike, that, isn't it?
It sure would be.
To help protect the volcano's fragile ecosystem, descending into the crater isn't allowed. But the view from here is stunning.
You can see the glaciers on each side of the dome.
Yeah.
Cradled in the crater is one of the world's youngest glaciers, already over 600 feet thick.
The cone in the middle of that is just a little puff of smoke coming out.
Little steam?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
You can just see it. It looks as though it's on its way.
At just 40,000 years old, Mount St. Helens is considered to be a relatively young volcano. It's still being regularly shaken by earthquakes. Slightly worrying to think that this will someday erupt again.
I think I've just seen the footprints of the Bigfoot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, what a trip. Seeing all this from the air is pretty breathtaking and truly quite humbling. Oh, blimey.
Pretty fun trip, right?
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
what an experience that was. Really great. But there's no rest for the wicked. Next, I'm on my way to Oregon, where I'm going to be burning some rubber.
Got bloody kangaroo juice in that one, didn't he? God.
So it's goodbye Washington State. Over the Great Columbia River we go, and hello to Portland, Oregon. I'm heading for the city's famous International Raceway. Since the early 1960s, this track has been home to a whole variety of motor races. But today is Wednesday, and as nearly everyone in Oregon knows, Wednesday means drag. No, not as in pantomime dame, but in drag car racing. Right, now this is where it all happens. Yeah, it is. Look at it, it's like a runway. Now, I don't know much about this sport, and I've a feeling there is a lot to learn. It's so sticky, I can't. Help. Somebody help. Oh, that's better, yeah. Thankfully, there's a bloke here who can show me the ropes. A kind of drag king, I suppose. Is that Corey? Is he
Corey, I'm Corey.
Ah, Corey. David Jason.
David, nice to meet you.
And you, sir.
Nice to meet you. This is my daughter, Cora.
Hello, Cora.
This is Cora. This is David.
Hi. I understand you're a bit of a mad racing madman, or mad woman, should I say.
She's a little crazy. She's blown one up this year.
When did you get involved in it?
Since I was born.
What?
He almost missed my birth because he was racing. So
That is a true story.
I have been involved in this since I was born. I actually started racing cars when I was 12 years old. I had been begging him since, I would say, 6 or 7 years old to get a car.
Cool, you must be bloody rich or silly, one of the two. I don't know which one it is.
Not rich, I can tell you that.
Well, you're silly then.
Oh, yes.
Little silly.
Back in the day, racers would often use the main street or main drag of a town, and so the term drag racing was coined.
I think a lot of it came after the war. Guys, they had skills that where they could put their skills to use was into the cars. They would modify things, and they would use fuel tanks off old airplanes for like belly tankers, and they would take old Fords from the 20s and 30s, and they would modify them and put different engines in them, and that's kind of how it evolved, I think.
While Cora proudly represents a new generation of racers, her dad's keen to introduce me to one of the good old boys.
This is Ron Weirstick.
Hello,
David
Ron.
Jason.
Hi.
Are you the 78-year-old kid?
Yeah, that's me on the block. Yeah.
These young kids don't know what's going on.
No, you're absolutely right.
Ron's been building and racing cars since his teenage days, and now at 80 years young, still has a passion that burns bright.
Well,
That's the radiator.
the radio, why is it that configuration and not standing up like a proper one?
So it doesn't have the wind resistance.
Oh, well, that makes sense. It's time for Corey to show me just what one of his cars is capable of. I'll be watching from a safe distance.
Come on, David, get in.
What?
Come on, get in.
Me? Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, I'm not sure this is in my contract.
I hope you're going to treat me with respect.
I will treat you with respect.
Thank you, sir. Benny.
Okay,
A bloody stupid thing to do, isn't it?
we've cleaned the tires off.
We cleaned the tires, okay.
The tires are heated up.
Yeah.
We're pulling to the starting line. We are getting to the point where we're going to light the first bulb. Now, we are pre-staged. Now, I am going to lean on the car, get into the torque converter. We're an inch forward. We're in. Brace yourself.
Yeah.
Go.
Jesus. Wept.
And I was late.
It was late.
I was late on that
Didn't
one.
feel like it.
And we're done. That's it.
Is that it?
That's the end of the finish line right there.
God, that is... That first takeoff,
What?
that was
How did that
serious.
feel against your body?
It was against my back. It pushed me.
pinned you.
Yes, it did.
Now, the thing about this type of drag racing, known as bracket racing, is that it's not always the first past the post that wins. Instead, it's all about estimating how long it takes your car to cover a quarter of a mile. So you get a first go to judge how fast your car will run, then in the race you try to hit that timing bang on. There's some serious acceleration in these cars, and I must admit it's making me somewhat nervous not being in the driving seat.
I've got brakes my side. At least I've got holes where a brake should be. I was... but it didn't work, and he kept going. Come along, James. Off we go again.
Let's do it again.
Go.
0.86. Oh, finish line.
Good, man. God, that was good. That was fast.
It gets better every time, doesn't it?
Yes. I can see now why people do it.
Oh, it's fun.
See, I'll be all right. Oh, I really, really enjoyed that. Yeah. Can we do it again, like next year or something? Oh, Christ. Oh, sorry. Just pick that up, please.
Oh, that's enough for me. Time to hand over to the professionals. Dad and daughter are going to race, old school drag. First past the post.
It's great, isn't it?
And to make things a little more interesting, I put $10 on Cora to beat her old dad.
Benny. Oh, he was much faster than she was. Didn't half go, though, didn't they, eh? Very impressive.
Impressive, but that's me lunch money gone west.
I'm sorry.
What happened to you? You're not even going to let her win?
There's no way in heck I'm going to let her win.
Never.
Ever. There will never be a let win, ever. She is going to have to earn it.
Quite right, too. And you didn't earn it just earlier when you lost the race.
I'm sorry, David. I let you down.
You did. I'll settle my debt when the producer comes, and I'll get the money out of the kitty.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
No, I owe
we're
you
fine.
$10.
We're fine. We're fine.
There you go.
Well, I may have lost, but I tell you what, I feel a great deal richer having spent some time with those two. While they get ready for an evening of serious racing, I take a wander through the raceway's other big summer attraction.
This is the heyday of American cars. This is what we as lads were used to lust after. It was so big, so outrageous.
It's a weekly vintage rally featuring over 1,000 very special sets of wheels. All this is transporting me back to my misspent youth.
It was that American song, I took my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. My American pie, here it is. Wrap it up and take it. Look at this. Is that a bit, you know, over the top or what?
For the folks here, these beautiful cars are a true labour of love. You're looking at decades of painstaking restoration work on almost every vehicle.
Bloody hell, it's low, isn't it? Blinking heck.
And the result is a big fat slice of American automotive history. They're a pretty warm-hearted bunch, too. All proceeds from this unique show go to local charities.
It just knocks the senses, it really does. Overwhelms you.
Back at the drag track, the sun's beginning to dip and the serious racing's in full swing.
Bloody hell! Got bloody kangaroo juice in that one, didn't he? Go on.
I have to say, I do think they're all as mad as hatters, but what the heck? They seem to be having a grand old time. And do you know what? I think I may be just beginning to catch the bug. You're joining me on the journey of a lifetime as I take a 1,200-mile trip from Seattle to Los Angeles. Today, I'm in Oregon's biggest city, Portland. Besides having a couple of good breweries, this place is famous for its innovation and industry. In particular, they make something here I've always been fascinated by: big, tough trucks. There are well over 15 million big rigs on US roads now, and today I'm going to find out a bit more about them. I've come to see where they make what's possibly the most classic-looking, heavy-duty truck of them all, the Western Star.
How you doing? Corey Rose.
Corey, hi,
Nice to
David
meet you.
Jason.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, and you.
And welcome to Western Star. You'll need these glasses to go inside the plant.
Thank you.
And let's go for a tour.
All right. This is a huge complex, isn't it?
Yeah, 500,000 square feet.
How many people do you employ?
We have just under 800 employees.
Each day, 32 trucks roll off the production line here, and it all starts, as you might imagine, with the chassis.
This is our chassis area. And this is where all the chassis are built up here.
If you're doing a repetitive job all the time, your mind goes and you become automatic, and that can be dangerous. Do the people change their job?
Absolutely. People change jobs all the time, constantly working towards people doing 3 different jobs in 3 different areas. We move people around all the time here in the plant.
Looks like they've even moved in a few astronauts to help out with the painting.
This is finished cab. This is where the cabs are finished off. The interior of the cabs, this is where all the upholstery, the wiring, insulation, all the little things that make this truck a trucker's home.
It was back in 1967 when the Western Star Company began, and today in this huge assembly plant, they carefully combine state-of-the-art robotics with good old-fashioned human skill.
Heavy stuff. How powerful is that engine?
About 700 horsepower, between 600 and 700 horsepower.
Quick as that. Pretty impressive, I must say. Here, look at this.
You know, it's a bit like a high-class tailor's shop for trucks. They're all carefully custom built, be it for logging, mining, or long-haul freight shifting.
Why do you take that much care about one customer?
Pride. This is a real family-oriented company. Honestly, we build the best trucks. These are the best truck builders in the world right here.
Well, I think I have a pretty good idea about how they put these beautiful beasts together, but now I really want to get in one and put some pedal to the metal, as these trucking types like to say.
Look at it. It's like a bloody aeroplane in here. He's got more switches and controls and dials than I have on my bleeding helicopter.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
David Corey has been trucking for over 30 years and knows this old country like the back of his hand. He offered to take me down the road, making me an honorary trucker for the day in this bad boy.
Oh, there. What's that? Mount Hood?
Now there's Mount Hood. Beautiful view today. This is one of the most beautiful scenic drives that I love to do. This is the original part of the old Oregon Trail.
This afternoon, the sun's shining and the view is sublime. It makes me wonder how those early Oregon Trail pioneers must have felt when they first saw Mount Hood. The legendary trail brought almost 500,000 emigrants to America's west coast during the mid-1800s. Surely they could only have dreamed of the luxury I'm traveling in today.
Oh, look at that for a view, eh?
Yep.
You don't see that every day of the week.
You can't beat that view.
You can't. How impressive is that? How deep does the snow get?
It can be very, very dangerous in the winter here. It could get upwards to 10, 12 feet plus at the pass. This road tends to get very icy, and you just have to take it easy. We've had a lot of rollovers, a lot of tragic endings due to inexperienced drivers not paying attention to the road. But you can't control Mother Nature. She's going to roll the dice.
Yeah.
And whatever she throws at you, you just go ahead and you deal with it, and you just kind of go from there.
Do these trucks still use the old-fashioned CBs?
Yes, we do. Going across country, very, very helpful. Very informational with what's going on as far as traffic, weather conditions. My handle back in the day, I was known as Cougar.
Cougar?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I think my handle would be the Lardy. They used to call me that when I was working on Frost. The Lardy-dar. Rhyming slang, the start. So I would say that, breaker, this is Lardy. Anybody got their ears on?
That would work.
That would work, wouldn't it?
That would work.
Yeah.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
You can go a long way on this. You know, it is very quiet, very insulated. This is your home away from home.
Yeah.
I can't be in an office cubicle in a building. I love being on the road. I love being in the wide open. I love being outdoors. And for me, you can't beat what we're doing right here.
I've been to Boston, Charleston, Dayton, Louisiana, Washington, Houston, Kingston, Texas, Montana.
What would you say, roughly, how many miles do you think that you've done in your career as a driver?
Put just about 1 million miles on my record. So almost at that million-miler club.
You are? You're million miles?
Just about almost 1 million, yep.
Have you got a record of that?
I've been everywhere.
Well, today we may not have added many miles to David's record, but I love the way the landscape constantly changes in front of your eyes. A bit like a movie. And all the time, Mount Hood can be seen in the distance, watching over us. Mind you, before I can hang up my spurs for the night, there's just one more stop.
Okay, so I'm going to have a go at driving. And this is Aaron. Hi, Aaron.
Hi, David.
Well, that bit's easy.
Truck tester Aaron has arranged for me to take the controls of the very latest Freightliner. If Western Star is the rugged rascal of the roads, this sister truck is the Starship Enterprise.
No, that wasn't me, that's the road. Now it's changing gear by itself, isn't it? I just heard it.
It's an automated manual. So it's like a manual, but the computer is doing everything for you.
Okay.
You're a natural.
Well, I like it. It behaves itself, doesn't it? It's getting used to the width is a bit of a problem. And of course, she's rather sluggish. She's a bit heavy. But then you'd expect that because of the size of it.
Yes, and the weight you're pulling.
We're on the company's proving track, where the latest innovations are put to the test.
We're 20 miles an hour, and there's a car parked right in the middle of our road.
That's the target. So go straight into the target.
Don't want me to put my foot on the brake?
No.
Your instinct wants to take over. I want to put my foot on the brake. And oh! Bloody hell.
So that was an active brake assist.
We're a bit late. I was just about to put my foot on the brake because it didn't think. I didn't think it was going to come on, but I should have trusted.
That's the whole purpose, is to wait till the last second, and it knows how much force to apply to the truck, or that it can apply, and it'll stop the truck in time.
Well, I can see now why they let old Buggins here ever go of their $150,000 truck. It's packed with all the latest safety gear. So what do you think the future of trucking then? Is it going to be robots?
That's a tricky question. I think in the future there might be routes where there's fully autonomous vehicles with nobody inside the cab for goods that are not real expensive, but I think the safety features are always necessary.
Well, it's great to get a glimpse of the future, but today has really made me feel the span of American history. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
That was a real experience.
Oh, good. I hope you enjoyed it.
I did. For me, the Western Star and the Freightliner represent something of the spirit and endeavour of those early pioneers who, in their trusty covered wagons, travelled thousands of miles across this land in the hope of a better life. I'm continuing my odyssey through Oregon's high desert. There seems to be an airfield every 100 miles or so around here, which suits me just fine. But I've been told what's inside this hangar is rather special. Blimey, what a wonderful collection of Second World War aircraft. Looks like there are some pretty rare old crates in here, each with a story to tell. And what's rather remarkable is that this spectacular squadron is all the work of one fiendishly clever but very modest man. That's the man I've come to meet. Now that's what I call making an entrance.
Well, you must be David.
You must be Jack.
I am.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Good. Well, thank you. Welcome to Madras, Oregon.
Thank you. Bless you. What is it you've just arrived in?
It's a Cessna Mustang.
Cessna Mustang.
Good airplane.
Yeah. Why didn't you ride by car like the rest of us? Which is the first one that you bought then?
This airplane right here, P-51.
And here it is.
Yep. Went down and bought it and flew it home. Never flown one in my life.
Really? Really? Jack's love of flying machines is quite infectious, and I suspect it's that passion which prompted him to start up this unique collection back in 1983.
It's probably one of the most blindest airplane I've ever flown. You can't see nothing in front of you on landing.
Well, yeah. Now I can see what you're saying.
Yeah. Horrible, horrible.
How often does anybody take any of these out?
In the summertime, probably at least once a week.
Really?
And then they go to air shows on weekends.
Ah.
And then in the wintertime, they're kind of resting.
Yeah. Jack's family worked in logging, and as a young pilot, he quickly realized that choppers could be used to harvest timber in the hard-to-reach locations. Back in the 70s, he saw a new kind of helicopter, the Sikorsky Sky Crane. Jack loved it so much, he later bought the rights to make it, added some improvements of his own, and so the mighty Ericsson Sky Crane was born.
It's nothing like flying a helicopter that has a bunch of power, unlimited power, and it's phenomenal. You can go from sea level to 10,000 feet in a minute and a half.
Good Lord.
Boy, it's unbelievable.
It is.
You know, it's got over 9,000 horsepower.
As we continue our tour, there's one plane that, for me, really stands out.
Here's the P-38.
Oh, this is the P-38,
Yep.
yeah. 16 months after Japan's bombing of Pearl Harbor, a squad of these fighters was sent on a secret mission to eliminate the architect of the vicious attack, Admiral Yamamoto. It was one of these planes, piloted by a local Oregon farmer, Rex Barber, that shot Yamamoto out of the sky in 1943. Some military historians believe the killing of the admiral was a tipping point in the Pacific campaign.
At the time, it was a big deal.
Yes, yeah.
Because he was in charge of all the Imperial Navy of the Japanese.
There's not much you can say about that except it was a very important aircraft that did a very important job at the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because all of these aircraft are still flown by Jack and his team of pilots, this hangar houses a living history. And for me, these fascinating planes represent a defining era of the American story.
This is a fantastic collection, though, isn't it, Jack? What does it all mean to you personally?
I was born in 1935. World War II was a very big impact on young kids' lives.
Yeah.
And I think that's why these airplanes, because that's what it relate to during World War II. It's something that sticks in your mind.
They were so important in helping to end the war.
Exactly.
And Jack's got a little surprise waiting. He's arranged for me to take a spin in his pride and joy, the P-51 Mustang. My pilot today is Jack's grandson, Mike. Jack taught him to fly when he was just 17, and he's already been lined up to look after the aircraft collection if the old man ever decides to retire.
Here you are. Here we are, Mike. You got it ready?
We're ready.
Okay. She all fueled up?
She's fueled up, I think.
Good. Right. Well, I can see you've got your shades on.
You should probably put yours on.
I'm going to put my shades
if you're ready, I can get started.
Yes.
So let me go grab the parachute, and we'll put your parachute on, and we'll get you up on top. Actually, we'll probably put you on top first. Put that on there.
It's quite weighty, isn't it?
Yep. In case of a fire, we're going to bail out. And I'll push you out, grab this handle, and pull.
Who's doing that, me or you?
You're going to pull.
Am I? Right.
I mean, I can try to pull, but I might be a long way away from you.
You'll be gone, won't you? Yeah. It's every man for himself, isn't it?
.551 Delta is in position and hold, Madras. You ready to go?
Yes. Yes, sir. Ready with you.
And Mike, you're clear for brake release.
You know, as we lift into the air, I get this emotional feeling of what it must have been like if you were a young man in this aircraft and you were going to face the enemy. That's the ever-impressive Cascade Mountain Range over my shoulder to the west, and it's quite stunning to look down on the appropriately named Crooked River, snaking its way across the wide expanse of the prairie land and way, way off into the distance. This particular warbird is painted in the livery of the Red-tailed Squadron. Now, I didn't know this, but during the Second World War, when American society was still racially segregated, the Red-tailed pilots distinguished themselves as the first African-American airmen to serve in the US military. They played a critical role defending American bombers from enemy attack. And I also learned that the P-51 only reached its true potential when they decided to stick a British Rolls-Royce Merlin engine in it. That same engine powered the good old Spitfire, and allowed the American Mustang to fly much higher and faster than ever before. It's been a remarkable experience to be in this historic aircraft with Mike, one I'll treasure for a long time.
I'm going to tick his logbook, but there are a few notes I'm afraid I have to give him.
That's good. As long as you sign my logbook, I don't care.
You don't care. Well, that's not the way.
Yeah?
Ah, God! Oh, you're splitting me difference, love. All this is going to be cut out of the film.
I got you.
You know that, don't you?
No.
Thank you very much. Listen, thank you both. It was great. It really was lovely.
Business calls. And it's time for Jack and Mike to hit the high road in their rather neat Cessna. For me, I'll take the low road as my journey southwards continues. Join me in the next episode as I catch a cable car in San Francisco.
Blimey, now we're going up.
Ride the fast lane with an American classic biker club, and take to the skies in a legendary US warhorse.
She's a little bit heavy to what I'm used to. I like them big, though.
I like them big, too.